Pigeon racing, yes, you heard that right, is a globally popular sport but has specifically grown over the years in Taiwan. What promises are going to be fulfilled in office and what ones might be left to the side. So I think it's really interesting to see how voters will vote on this issue. Spring is in full swing in North Carolina, and High Point University students are taking full advantage of the sunshine. Students, don't forget to grab your purple shirt at the campus concierge, as it will serve as your ticket to the game. President Trump ordered that all American flags throughout the U.S. are lowered at half-mast until Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Elections in more recent years, we've really gotten to a point where there's so much division and so much hostility around who's voting for who agrees with what policies. High Point University is all about keeping their students safe. It is a fully gated campus as well as multiple checkpoints around the gates, like this one. We are a free country and we have the freedom to choose who we want to vote for. 2 Americans were injured in a shark attack that occurred while they were vacationing in Bimini, a chain of islands in the Bahamas. High Point University was founded in 1924 by leaders of the United Methodist Church. Today, HPU Chapel welcomes students from all backgrounds to take part in interfaith worship. Reverend Preston Davis, a pastor ordained within the United Methodist Church, shares more about HPU Chapel and what it is like to lead the chapel organization.
We're certainly Methodist influenced. If you come in there, there's certain signs that would point to that. There's Methodist hymnals, which we don't use a lot anymore. I use the screen. But I'm ordained United Methodist, so the teaching you're going to get, while I'm theologically kind of a mutt, I grew up with charismatic parents. I'm drawn to traditions of the Black church. I'm drawn to some of the spirituality within the Catholic Church, and I want students to see the best of a lot of traditions, and I think that's what makes chapel healthy too.
HPU Chapel is also home to various leadership groups and organizations, one being the Board of Stewards.
Board of Stewards are one of the leadership groups of the chapel. They help with philanthropy. They're leading the breakout groups after chapel on Wednesday night. Many of them are leaders for HPU Sunday, which is the student-led worshiping community. They're also the students who are reaching out to student groups for partnerships, not only for philanthropy, but like, come check out Wednesday Chapel. We won't let you down.
When asked what he would say to students who are nervous to come get involved in chapel life, Reverend Davis said this.
I have empathy for the position that they're in. One of the hardest things to do for a young person is to walk across the threshold of a faith community. My continual experience, like last night, when we have an organization who came, they were about 40 people in their organization. They come and they are suspicious at first, and that's fine. We're all here to self-protect. We don't want to give ourselves anything we think that might not be of our own choosing, or that may potentially not be for us. But by the end of the service, everyone's singing. And when members of that organization leave, they come up to me and go, "That was way better than I thought it was going to be." Or they say something like, "Is it like this every week?" And to that, it is the proof that God's doing something good and we simply get to be a part of it.
This is Alexa Beck reporting for NewsPoint. Last year, the City of Greensboro's Office of Sustainability and Resilience launched its food waste collection pilot program to combat climate change. 1 year later, they are partnering with the Congregational United Church of Christ to add another drop-off location for the program.
Just, collect your bucket full of food scraps and just take it to a drop-off site. And then it will be, taken to a farm, and they take it and go through that whole transformation process, transform it into compost, and it's going back towards the earth.
Sri Doristant, Greensboro's Chief Sustainability Officer, says the program proves that small actions can lead to big changes. By turning scraps into compost instead of sending it to a landfill, they are returning nutrients to the soil and reducing methane gas emissions.
And so last year alone, we collected a total of around nearly 6,000 pounds of food waste. And, that's diverting about 2.8 tons of food waste from our local landfills. And that's what we want to do.
Doristant says her office was thrilled when the Congregational United Church of Christ reached out to join the program.
Here at Congregational United Church of Christ, we have a church family that really gets concerned about the things that are troubling our world. We found out the city was doing a food waste collection program to take food waste and convert it into compost and make a difference, because lo and behold, we discovered all the waste of food we're putting into landfills, creating methane, greenhouse gases, really hurting a lot more than people realize.
Steve Tate is one of the leaders of the church's Creation Justice team. That group works towards environmental solutions. Tate says the food waste program has allowed the team to further its mission.
It's really simple. I compare it to the way we give our tithes and offerings in worship. You know, everybody brings a little and then we can do something big. It's really simple. And now that we have this bin here at the church, our church members can bring their offering in one hand and their food waste in the other.
Lead pastor Amelia Fulbright says the work they are doing is essential and a calling from God. She emphasizes how simple it is to collect food waste and bring it to the church collection bin.
Hear that little saying, you know, it takes a village. It really, if everyone can do and practice, you know, and we're trying to get more sustainable content, you know, out so people really truly understand what it is and how we can just be more smart.
To learn more about sustainability or for more information on how you can support the city's efforts, head to the City of Greensboro Office of Sustainability and Resilience website. In Greensboro, Alexa Beck, Fox 8 News.